Hey guys, so here I am back again. I want to take you somewhere in the Bible, and I want you to just flow with me for a minute. In Luke chapter 11, starting at the 21st verse. Jesus says, "When a strong man fully armed guards his own palace, his goods are in peace. But when a stronger than he comes upon him and overcomes him, he takes from him all his armor in which he trusted and divides the spoil. He who is not with me is against me, and he who does not gather with me scatters." So verse 21 is talking about a man fully armed, guarding his own palace. His goods are in peace, meaning they aren't tainted with, nobody's trying to take them. Everything's intact. But when a stronger than he comes upon him and overcomes him, he takes from him all his armor in which he trusted and divide his spoils. Guys, this is talking about Satan in verse 21, and then it's talking about Jesus in verse 22, who came and overcame, or he who overcomes the world, or he who went to hell and mocked Satan in front of his imps and took his authority back. This is what it's talking about. The strong man is Satan, but Jesus is the stronger man who comes or came for us and overcame the devil, his enemy, his imps, so that we can be set free. And not only that, he divides the spoil, right? So from all the victory that Jesus gained, all the glory that Jesus gained, the kingship that he retained, he divided it with us so that we too can be partakers of what the Father gave to him. Now let's go a little deeper. I just want you to understand that the strong man is Satan, but the stronger than he comes and overcomes Satan, which is Jesus overcoming Satan, overcoming the world, overcoming everything in it that seems to be trying to overtake you. Now, let's go to Colossians.
I'm not sure I understand.
Let's go to Colossians. Let's see. Colossians 2. Colossians 2. And we're going to go down to the 13th. So listen to this. "And you being dead in your trespasses and the uncircumcision of your flesh, he has made alive together with him." So remember, we were talking about in Luke 11, the stronger one, which is Jesus, comes and overtakes or overcomes the strong one. And then he divides the spoils. This is an instance here where he has made alive together with him, having forgiven you all your trespasses. Okay. So in verse 14, having wiped out the handwriting of requirements that was against us, listen, y'all, which was contrary to us, and he has taken it out of the way, having nailed it to the cross. So when Jesus was on the cross, guys, everything was nailed there, which lets you know that the stronger one overcame Everything was nailed to the cross. Now let's go in 15. Colossians 2 and 15. Having disarmed principalities and powers, he made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them in it. Okay? So here we have Jesus, right? Correlation with Luke 11. He disarmed principalities, meaning that he disarmed their weapons. They couldn't use them. They had weapons, but they were disarmed weapons. They had no bullets, no whatever weapons that enemies have, whatever weapons that you see in war. These weapons were disarmed by Jesus. Principalities were disarmed by Jesus. Powers were disarmed by Jesus. And he made a public spectacle of them, meaning that he mocked them in their face to let them know who is the stronger one, who is the one that overcame the world, Jesus. So he let them know that he triumphed over them in it all, in sin, in trespasses, in the flesh, in death, in hell, in the grave, in the sickness, in disease, in iniquity. He overcame. He triumphed over it all. And he looked at them, mocked them in their face after he disarmed their weapons. Guys, their weapons have been disarmed. Now let's go a little further, because this is a more familiar one with this, but we're going to correlate, and I'm going to show you how this correlates. So finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having all but stand some more. Listen, guys. So, in Luke 11, Jesus, the strong one, overcame Satan. Okay? Disarmed him, took his weapons, took the spoils, and divided them up against us. Divided them among us. Okay? Divided them among us. So he didn't keep them to himself. He made sure that the soldiers in the army of the Lord also got some too. Okay? So when we look at principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this age, spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places, y'all, Jesus himself has supplied the armor so that you are able to withstand. We take this scripture to mean that we are really in a war, but we're really not. Why aren't we? Because Colossians tells us that Jesus disarmed, right? Principalities, powers, rulers of darkness of this age, spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. He disarmed them, and then then he himself mocked them, right, to their face, and took authority. took all authority. Right? So now we see that everything that he's given us as it relates to the spoils, right? The waist with truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shod in your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace, the shield of faith, right? The sword of the Spirit, the helmet of salvation, right? All of those things are a part of the spoils that Jesus gave us so that we can be a part of the victory that he already gave. That victory is already there, guys. Jesus has already overcome the world. He said, be of good cheer, for I have already overcome the world, guys. He's overcome it. So we don't necessarily have to wrestle. We don't necessarily have to war because Jesus has already done that. He's already disarmed the principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this age, spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. He's already done that. He disarmed them. Yes, disarmed. Meaning that their weapons, the weapons that they have, right? The weapons that they have are not effective. Not effective, right? They are, they don't produce anything because the stronger one overcame the strong one. So their weapons are not effective. Their weapons are disarmed. Their weapons are not what they were before Jesus came. Not what they were before Jesus came. And I am telling you now, Jesus took the weapons away from Satan. He took them away. Every weapon he thought he had against you, Jesus took them away. And now we are able to stand because the same weapons that Jesus has, we have. He says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God with the pulling down of strongholds. So the weapons of our warfare, they're spiritual, right? And he gave us a list that I just named out in Ephesians 6. They're spiritual. They're not carnal. We're able to walk in it mightily. Mightily walk in it because we have a stronger one who already fought the battle, already overcame it, already did it all. So we don't have to do it. Say live.